Here is a lupine in full bloom. Lupines are towering spires of color that give a garden a cottage feel. They are hardy perennials, but they can be picky. Lupines have a deep taproot, which means they hate being moved. Here are some I've started from seed last year, and they're growing back here in the spring. And don't be surprised if it takes a few years for them to get ready to bloom, because they're usually forming a deep taproot before they bloom. And they crave sunlight at least 6 hours a day. In very hot climates, they might like some afternoon shade to keep them from wilting. But if you're going to transplant them after seed, it's a good idea to do it the first year before their taproot gets too big. And right here, I've had these growing in this spot here for a couple of years, and I'm getting ready to dig them up and move them. But like I said, it would have been better to have done it the first year. But as I'm digging them up, I'm being very careful to get the full clump of dirt without breaking it up, because the more you break up that clump of dirt, the more it breaks up the very, very fine roots or maybe the main taproot. So get the biggest clump of dirt as possible, and I just carry it around front, or where I'm going to move it to rather. And I've already got the hole dug, as you can see there, and then I just set it in there without ever having disturbed the clump of dirt that it was growing in the first place. And keep the soil consistently moist but not overlogged. They don't like wet feet, which can lead to root rot. And I like to lay a layer of mulch around the plant. And I don't deadhead any of my plants, and except for bulbs, which is better to have them grow, have the bulb grow. And otherwise, I like to have mine grow from seed. And lupines, they are short-lived perennials, so it's best to let a few go to seed, to self-sow and go to seed. And I don't never stake any of my plants. After the first frost, you might want to cut the foliage back. Lupines are nitrogen fixers, thanks to their relationship with soil bacteria, so they don't need much fertilizer. A little phosphorus heavy feed in the early spring is plenty, and avoid high nitrogen fertilizers. And although this is the way you're supposed to do it, I don't actually worry about that. I just use the same fertilizer for all of my plants, which is much easier. And so after I've transplanted it, here it is. I'm giving it some water because it's just been transplanted, which is always a good idea after you transplant things. So when you're transplanting, don't disturb the clump of soil any more than you have to. Sometimes I might even leave it on my shovel and carry it to the new hole. And here is the flower head just starting to come up, and this is the following year after I transplanted it. And there it is blooming. So you can see what a spectacular flower that is. It almost as good as, or maybe better than foxgloves or delphiniums or something with that tall flower spike. I just wish I had more of these, because I planted a package of seeds back there in that one seed bed where I dug this up and moved it out front. But yeah, you can see how big that flower stalk is. It's bigger than my hand. So if you like that video, can you please subscribe to this channel? I would really, really appreciate it. So thanks a lot, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye.